Hello there everyone, and welcome back to more Total War Warhammer, at least the single player edition, as I have recently just started with the multiplayer and it remains to be seen how much longer I'm going to commit to single player, for who knows, I might start getting bored of the AI once I start learning the nuances of multiplayer. With that said, we're probably going to have to hurry and get some work done, for I somehow, despite the disastrous loss from previous episodes, we have ransacked and razed Karak 8 Peak to the ground, mainly because I wasn't confident I would be able to hold it with all these dwarves just sitting around the corner. But nonetheless, we somehow managed to pull off a victory, and it won't be long until I get this army back in good condition. I just need an actual chieftain, which I can actually hire one right now for this army, which is perfect. I just need to level him up. Now it's just, +2 leadership and +2 melee attack. That seems kind of useful. Maybe. What about you? I don't need aggressive. I don't know how useful a weapon master would be. Never mind. I like the idea of +2 leadership to everyone, though. I do honestly like that. Now we just gotta get you leveled up and hopefully not get you killed off like my other lord, ideally. Ideally. But time will tell how that plays out. Otherwise, like I said before, Queek managed to secure the dwarven settlement way down south, and now he's ready to get onto more important matters, or more important matters at least. And I have 5 population surplus, so I'll be able to get 1 here, 2, 3, and I'll be about halfway to tier 4, I guess. There is potential value there at least. And I might as well start upgrading these, although it is still a question if the trade goods is even all that worth it, but we will see. And how much extra income do I get here? 40. I don't think I'll be able to get 10 turns worth of this before it gets raised and rated again, if I'm honest. And you give me growth, which is the main reason why I have you, I guess. Which isn't too terrible. As I do want to get Karak Asgal to get at least much more prominent status. And you are doing well on production, but it'll be some time until you get to tier 5. So we're stuck with what we currently got, and I want a better garrison here, was it? Yes, it was. So you're all set there. We're going to upgrade you, just because you never know when hordes are going to appear. And what do I do with you? There's a lot of things I could do with you. We already know that. Especially since, let me just double check. Yeah, faction-wide Lord recruit rank. Although, I also gone with the assumption that maybe it would increase the regular recruit rank. But increasing the level of the Lords is not terrible still. Should I start losing them? I am honestly wondering how I can boost this up more for like my main staging grounds. Especially the recruit ranks and just the heroes. Ideally, try to get them boosted up as much as I can. Which I guess would probably be tied more to the hero structures themselves, maybe. Yeah, +4 ranks for Plague Priest. So that's one way to do that. Although, the Chieftain sadly does not get that benefit. So again, it's a question of where do I go for that. I am curious because I want to plan this for long term, even if I may not be sticking with this too terribly much longer, who knows. You don't increase level, alas. Just the capacity, so how do I boost the level of... Since there is one for the Plague Priest, you figure there would be one for the Warlocks as well. But I'm guessing no, unfortunately. Unfortunately. Oh well, that's a mystery we'll figure out another time, I guess. Either way, the Plague Priest got a level in. I do want to seriously consider boosting up your damaged buildings, damaged walls, for future endeavors. Anything else I need to grab? I don't need Fermentide because I have Menace below. Pestilent Birth could be fun, but I don't think I need anything else, really. We're looking really damn good. So let's just focus on your campaign abilities then. For that reason alone, and Queek, you cannot move, you cannot do anything, but we can move as this other army at least. And I'm thinking maybe just having you scout to see what the wars over with the Khemri is doing, since we do have a little bit of hordes and Khemri problem to kind of keep an eye on at the very least. And with that said, increased mobility is good, but let's continue with your spells. And I'm trying to remember, do I have... Well, I guess it would tell me if I get... No, I am just... Oh, yeah, broke treaty. That is unfortunate. Not much I could do about that, though, but... It was a very awkward position, especially with Numas there with their 4 armies. And they're strength 5 right now. I don't think I want to tangle with that with their turtling. Safe to say I can't go in here. Although it's not... I'm just getting attrition damage, not any other penalties from the looks of it. Oh well. Not much I could do here. Let's get as far as we can. And then make our way out of this dang canyon. Well, perfect. I don't need to reinforce at last, but... Unless I can get to the Lost Plateau. That might be a good compromise. I've just got to pay attention. Do I actually lose troops from walking through here or rushing through here? Or it's only if I end in there? Okay, I do lose troops. Not that that's really a problem with me in friendly territory. But I'm trying to remember that for later. And you're level 8. And I had you plan to go with my new warlord army. Let's make your way up there with that said and take a bit of a detour in the process. Just to see what's going on. As there is again conflict going on. And I want to be up to date on what is going on. What I need to be mindful for. Got province bonus, so I think it's safe to say I want some food there. Damaged structures, I will not mess with them. As I don't think it's going to last very long. No, Spike Peak was the one that was attacked. For some reason I thought it was Dringor, however the hell you pronounce his name. Dingoraxisa. Dringorakaz, I suppose. That's the closest I can think of. And I'm sticking to it. Either way, we'll reinforce our army here. Well, most of it back in a turn. And with the chieftain, it will be a max stack in about 4 turns. We'll just have to replenish or build up this army. And I'm trying to remember why I got Warfire throwers in here. Where Globadiers probably would have been better, honestly.
Your reach grows yet further, great lord. Your endless victories are changing the very fates themselves.
Yes, they are.
The world falls before your incredible power.
Nice, nice. Things are looking up. Although we still got a big gigantic war on my hand, which might get blunted a little bit with the Wood Elves attacking the human factions or the Empire factions. So I might have a little bit of breathing room, but we still got work ahead of us. Now, what do I need to fill out this roster? Lost the soldiers, I like that route still. I think I want gunner runners. Maybe I do. Yeah, if I'm gonna need a spellcaster 2 here. I think I have the warlock in here for that. I think that's the purpose of why I'm keeping this warlock. Which means to benefit from his range traits, I'm gonna need some gunners and other stuff. Although I don't have access to gunners here, do I? Not yet. Not till next turn. From the looks of it, at least. And I do have more assassins, and they're well-trained assassins. They have served me well. I definitely want to get more. Who would be a good choice? Yeah, I guess you're good enough there. You're level 7, you'll be good for scouting up ahead. You got yourself a nice little boost. Now it's a question on how do I best focus you? Although I could quite literally max out assault units and assassinate. But I like increasing the chances of success first and making it cheaper. And I think I'll do assassinate. I can't get to rank 3 yet. But that leaves me with one more skill point. And we'll see if we can get value out of you. Oh, and speaking of which, there's the Empire right there. They have played their hand. They have shown themselves, and I am looking forward to this fight. Although I still need to build up a bit. Which hopefully shouldn't be too much of an issue. And without a doubt, I definitely want another Warlock Engineer, because having those laboratories is kind of nice. I don't even need to destroy walls, arguably. Although you're way down here with Queek, which is a little unfortunate, but we'll make do. I don't know why my frame rate had to get hit so hard doing that, but okay. Hey, Queek. I can sprint all the way to the Lost Plateaus. And sprinting, I feel like, is the option. Especially if you're having such replenishment rate, too. I just need to get actual dupe players to eventually replace these rat ogres. But yeah, you're safe. You'll get recovered nicely. We'll have our entire army heading northward pretty soon. And then we're ready to have a real fight. Oh, they're being besieged. That doesn't surprise me. Let's see how bad it is. Yeah, they're just sieging it now. Simply put there, Necrotech. When I see that purple icon, I almost feel like they're a Regiment of Renown or something. A Regiment of Renown hero, which I don't even think actually exists in this game, but that's where my mind went regardless. Yeah, they're all crippled and all that, but I'm really wondering about heroes.
I am a rune lord, not some smith.
As assaulting the army is not going to be helpful, I believe. But I guess they have no actual heroes, which is good for me. I just gotta be ready to punish them for it. When they leave their border, ideally. Chieftain. I would like to slow him down and do damage, but you'll hopefully get some experience just training the troops some. And then 3 turns until you're combat ready. Ideally. We are without doubt going to train you to, or upgrade you to level 3 rather than the settlement. And what can I get for you? Probably could get the bell going. For some untainted, which is kind of odd considering I'm going to get a mess. When I get this thing eventually to tier 5, I'm going to have a very unique building which kind of encourages me to have vampire corruption. If only there was a way I could do that in other ways. Warpfire throwers, rattling gunners, and there's the Jezzails there. Alright. Oh yeah, it's 2 separate buildings. I'm getting the one for the catapults at the moment. And that gives me the dupe flares too, which is definitely why I now remember why I got that. And it won't be until you're tier 3 before I can make use of actual fortifications, it seems. And let's see, which one is which? Crooked Fang? I don't have faith you're gonna survive. I'd rather fortify the one here, especially if Empire's gonna arrive. I sadly only have 4 turns to take advantage of it. We already thought about you. You might be a good opportunity to play with Death Runners. I don't know how effective you're ultimately gonna be, but maybe I can get slingers for you instead of the warpfire throwers. And I do want rat ogres. And I'm almost, I'm pretty much out of money now. I burnt a whole bunch of money, what can I say? Thankfully I'll get a bunch of it back next turn, but we're dropping income quickly, and hell, I'm dropping food quickly too. I hopefully can get those under empires well established for more food. With that said though, how far along is the development? I'm getting a little bit of food off you. Lost Vision, and give me a chance to expand the Under Empire. And I forget what you give me. Hero capacity, experience per turn for Warlock Engineers. Okay, so there's one way to level up my Warlock Engineers. In an odd sense, but it works. But again, I need more food, which I could have done this turn, so maybe I'll try that for next turn, ideally. And then just keep an eye on them. Really nothing else needs to be said. Let me just make sure everything is moved like they should. Yep, we're looking good here. Let's get this going. Okay, recruiter. Where was... Oh. No, how could you, Camry? That is unfortunate. Oh, and my assassin's back because of his failure. His failure from earlier? Can we kill Bellegarde in 10 turns, though? That is an interesting mission they have given me. I'm again wondering if it's worth trying to attack these yet, but... Oh yeah, and you were in the combat, so you could it would be convenient for you to regenerate your health, I think. As who knows, that probably makes you more vulnerable to get assassinated. I'm just gonna guess. Yeah, let's see, we have an alliance there. They're not mad with me breaking the treaty or anything like that. But who knows what happens when Khemri or Cetra goes to war with them. As I would probably have to pick a side if they're not going to confederate. Actually, yeah, I'm just going to go here and then I can just tunnel up my way up, ideally. Hopefully. You're all set there. 2 turns until you're ready for combat. You were just continuing to scout. I'm assuming the Beastmen horde has been dealt with, but I have not seen them, so who knows? Who the hell knows? There's a Warspinx there and an army just raiding, not really doing anything noteworthy, which I guess is good for Numos. Now our brand new assassin, you can't really go very far, alas. But we did not see our Empire friend yet, which probably means they're just replenishing their troops at the moment, due to the settlement they just got. And I'm hoping to strike as soon as possible. Do I get another squad of Death Runners? I don't think I do, but what else do I get? Catapults could be fun, but it's 2 turns and I don't think I want to wait 2 turns to start putting the pressure back on them. And again, I am going to want a Warlock here. Ideally. So, who do I pick to fill up my roster? If anyone, really. Because I could see an argument for a Chieftain or some other hero being in this army. As right now I have no harassers or anything like that to deal with range units. I just have range defense myself. Forward at occasion, how fast are you? 42? So you're basically the same speed as my clan rats almost. And definitely as fast as my halberdiers. Or storm vermin rather. And so I could have you be in the front line to take a few pop shots before getting to combat with the rest of my army. Just again, what else do I pick? Maybe a 4th Rat Ogre will do. Then I can split them off into 2 groups of 2 maybe. And hopefully get some good damage that way. Alright, nothing here. I want to continue expanding with my Under Empire. It's just a question, do I have what I need to? You're just building food for me, so you're the one that's expanding my Under Empire, is it? Oh, I have 2 of them, that's why. So Stone Mine Tower is expanding for me, which is good. I'm hoping it can go across the water, ideally. But that's the plan. We're going to get you food. And what else do I need here? Flat cash. I have no discoverability, so I can build whatever the hell I want here. That is ideally useful. What would be useful though, besides just upgrading my current structures? What is it? I'm only getting 200 gold here. It's not worth getting the percentage of their income. So maybe I can. Yeah. If I can get away with it, but it's a lot of discoverability. Yeah, maybe I could get away with the raiding camp. But again, that's a lot of discoverability. It is probably not worth it, especially since I'm burning my own food for money here, apparently. We'll keep that on the back burner and see. But what about the rest of my army? Who needs to move? There you are. It's a good thing I checked that, even though he's fine as is. He already had his path set. Alright. Let's continue on, shall we? Alright, this is something interesting. Clan Eshin's being attacked. And it looks like there are several different allies. I'm gonna join Clan Eshin on this. Since I'm probably gonna... They hate my guts already. For what reason, though? Treaties, war, military action, so what you would basically expect. And apparently they don't like Khemri either. And from the looks of it, I think they're gonna get crushed. I don't know, I'm looking at this strength here, and I think we're the yellow. I'm assuming anyway. Either way, I'm entering the war. Nope. What do we have here? Lords have a chance to gain 1 loyalty. Let's see, bonus experience for Ickstone. I'm trying to remember who Ickstone is, which probably means he's my extra chieftain. As my other 2 lords, my warlock and my first chieftain, or warlord even, have the exact goddamn name. Overlord's Musk. Interesting. Spray him. Slay underlings. So that's public order. How long does this last, or does it stay on there? For I like a good bonus to public order, as I do need someone who's going to be my logistics warlord, don't I? Yeah. Interesting. Spraying him means nothing. As far as like no negative modifiers, so why not? Oh, what happens here? Where is retreat here? Less treasonous than other lords has stolen from you. An item of his great power has come into his possession, and instead of offering it in tribute, he kept it for himself. I could steal it or punish in a less subtle way, huh? Take the money. Undercity established. Perfect. We are expanding our Under Empire, and I think I'm going to keep the vision there just because of our wars going on. There's our Musk. Awarded through a loyalty dilemma. Congratulations there, Ickstone. You will be good for my logistics and keeping things in line. And you're suffering a lot of attrition right now, probably because of where you ended your turn, if I had to guess. And with that realization, I'm going to have to deal with the Bretonnians too. Which is not very convenient. Huh, I did a sprint here and I didn't realize that it was all attrition before. Oh wait, this is garrison. And I was going to say, hopefully I can still replenish in friendly territory. And as I said before, I'm going to probably have to make a detour. So dealing with the dwarves is going to be a bit on hold. There we go. Oh, Numos is also being besieged. Interesting little twist. And you just stay in our borders there quick, and then you'll do the same their next turn, I believe. With using the burrowing. Although I would like you to deal with dwarves. I think that's still the plan. We just need to bring some reinforcements downward to deal with the Bretonnians. And speaking of dwarves, they have finally decided to make their move. With a very pitiful army at that. I look forward to crippling this. 100% chance, who could say no to that? Yes, you do, and it's a success. Is anyone surprised? Although damage wasn't all that impressive, and I don't really have much of a garrison here, sadly, to kind of stop them. Unless... I'm going to get my rattling gunners next turn. It's really tempting to just jump over here. Although they're just going to run away in all honesty, so... Cutting them off would not be terrible if they do try and take the settlement. And with that said, let's see what our Empire friends are up to. What are you up to? You're here, are you? Yes, you are. You're garrisoned. You're replenishing. Good lord. You are quite the opportunity. I am happily going to take it. Especially now that we're fully garrisoned. Actually, can I just sprint? Would that give me better results? Not with attrition damage, no. We'll get there soon enough. At the very least, I'll have to abandon the settlement.
Poison blade.
And I have 4,000 gold a turn to keep an eye on. Oh, they went to Karak Peak as well, huh?
I refuse.
Boris, look at that hat. That is one fabulous hat, I gotta say. Oh, you're a witch hunter, that's why. It looks like a firefighter's hat, but it could have something to do with me setting on lower texture quality. Maybe. Oh, buffeted by a sandstorm, so that's oh, that's what's happening. New moss have started a ritual. Alright, that makes a little more sense. But that hat was kind of fabulous. And I thought it was something else entirely. Alright, either way. Let's get you going over to keep an eye on the Bretts, the Bretonnians. Get a couple levels in as a bonus. And work from there.
Where's my doom racket?
Now, it's a question of where do I want to put you. Since we're going to deal with the Bretonnians relatively easily, relatively well, I want to believe. And as a result, I want to put you in Empire territory, I believe. I think that's what I want to do. And let's get you finally to rank 5, shall we? We're finally going to have a settlement that's maxed out. Should I repair this now? How much do I get? Well, I'm currently getting 40 income. Which I guess isn't terrible right at the moment. I'm just wondering if it's worth repairing. But we'll let it settle on its own. And who is this? Oh, this is my warlock because of the experience they're getting from the laboratory, I think. I think anyway. Oh, you're a different one altogether. I think. Because I thought I already had these leveled up. Unless that was for a warlock that I lost. Yeah, you're in a different army. That explains it. That explains that a little bit better. And I'm not going to move there. We're just going to leave you be. Build up more of our money. And alas, I'm going to have to hold off on getting another lord for the time being. Well, this is no surprise here. And sadly, I don't think I could do a whole lot of damage, so I'm just going to auto-resolve. Although with Menace below, I would love to attack these cannons. But I don't think that helps me a whole lot. Well, there is something I could possibly do. If there's a way I can hide behind terrain, then maybe I can force them to move away from the cannon a bit to do damage to it. So this is probably worth doing still. Well, that was not terrible, for I completely killed off one of the ranger squads and I got the cannon almost destroyed. I thought I actually destroyed all the cannons there first, but sadly, I used one of my final Menace Below abilities to kind of swarm the rangers. Well, really, it wasn't the rangers, it was more the hammers, which sadly did not take a lot of damage. And I regret not using that or saving it for killing the cannon off. Settlement lost, so they decide to raise it to the ground today. Nope, they captured it. Which is definitely going to be a threat I'm going to need to be careful of. And confederation with the faction I just went to war with. Interesting. I wonder how that's going to play out for a war effort. Hero rank for priests. That is good. My plague priests are getting power leveled, but still a question of the warlocks. Even though I kind of like the plague priests a little bit more. More food, I'm all for that. And we'll grab this at another time. All does, yeah, it just makes the Fermentide built Undercity structure more effective, which I don't really care for, honestly. Let's get a press plan and see what that unlocks for later. Now, a lot of trades, a lot of diplomacy stuff happened here, I think. Where is it? Yeah, the Confederation broken military access and trade agreement with Numos, which is a bit of a shame. And I wonder if I want to help them kill off this army, military or not. Although there are two empires to fight here, to be fair. But I could help them. I'm in a position. Where the hell you come from? Were you there the entire time and I'm just now realizing it? I think we'll do everyone a favor and kill them. Yeah, I don't care about diplomacy issues, for I'm gonna attack you in a moment. This almost feels like I'm declaring war on the Tomb Guards, or the Tomb Kings, and rather than, yeah, the Ripperhorn Triad I want to go against. And apparently they're neutral to them. Interestingly. Oh well, let's wreck them. Since they're kind of in my way regardless. Let's make this an opportunity, shall we? Well, that's disappointing. I could declare war on them and help them become stronger, I guess. Which may not mean a whole lot. I'm not going to call Khemri into this. Although, I am curious what wars Khemri are in at the moment. They're just at war with Numos and... Huh, interesting. So that conflict is currently ongoing, is it? I should probably help them with that. By calling them into war with another faction. Great thinking, Oaf. Great thinking. Well, that was a simple enough battle, but good God did that lord hunt down my plague priests like the plague. Good God. He was on a war sphinx, but even then, he just relentlessly charged the poor bastard down and nearly killed him. And Queek was getting knocked around to the point that he couldn't really do a whole lot. I would like to expand my Under Empire, but it involves keeping the city here. I'd rather not. Fearless indeed. Fearless for getting easy victories. And we'll deal with the Chaos Forces there, the Beastmen, when I'm able to. But let's max out engineering skills. And then we're golden. And you need some regenerating. Safe to say after that fight. And I think the plan was just to max out your campaign abilities. Since there's not really much else to give you. Now let's double tap these guys and cripple them up. Can I assassinate? Respectable chance at least. And I would like to do that. Critical success, perfect. You are going to be a fine addition to the group. Now what about my other assassin? I'm sorry, fancy hat fella. I think you're going to die. It was nice knowing ya. Long may he live, and let's harass Bellegarde, shall we? Ideally, hopefully. Yes, keep giving me good effects, especially the Pet Wolf Rat. And that will wound him quite a bit.
Warlock Master of Scryer.
And I would like to prepare to engage, but I don't think... Can I take on two armies, especially one that has like 3 siege weaponry?
I think not.
440 range versus my 400, I'm gonna assume.
Master Engineer.
430 for the Warp Lightning, though. I don't mind getting caught, but I am really questioning going over here
You what?
and taking on both their armies, but I think it could work.
Warlock of Skavenblind.
I'm just gonna save just because I noticed it screwed me over before. And since you're kind of my only army up here, I would like you to stay alive, but all I really am worried about is having to fight, get ambushed by both of them. I can get close, but not close enough. Unless they ambush me. Nope. Or they chose not to engage me.
Not some smith.
No. We'll see what happens there if I regret this decision.
The doom is coming. We stalk. Yes.
No attrition damage, and I can potentially engage them next turn. Especially with their crippled, feeble numbers. Especially with both of them, apparently.
Not.
Oh, there's multiple armies here, is there?
No. I refuse.
Why was I just seeing a weakened army for a moment?
Thief in the night.
Huh, weird. I must be going insane. I must be losing it. That's the only explanation, right? And I don't have Assassin Trophy yet, but I will get it pretty soon.
No.
Yeah, you're crippled.
I'll ignore that.
Huh. I thought I was seeing something, but I guess not. And that's only tier 1, that's fine. They're not going to have much of a settlement or garrison, at least for the time being. And I did unlock a new empire, so let's take advantage of you. What do I need most? Let's just get a raiding camp, that might be good. Gives me a bit of both. There's like almost no income for the percentage boost though. But I like benefiting off of both of them. Both gold and food.
Guide us, Horned One.
And I did declare war on them, and let's keep that in mind.
Rattergrass. We stalk. Yes.
And you can engage them and finish them off for me. Good.
Fight.
And then you can run the hell away if the Tomb Kings go after you. Oh, and it was an ambush too. Perfect.
Or else.
Yeah, not much to really say. It looks like it could be a fearsome fight with my basic infantry, but
Answer to me.
I think my gunner runners are going to be more up to the task. Or certainly going to be up for a challenge of just crippling them for me. So we'll just skip this and hopefully get to a real battle soon. Well, that was an odd battle, since mainly because the majority of their army had stock. So when I was deploying, I only saw their minotaurs and their lord, and everything else was concealed. It was really odd,
Many warp
but
tokens.
we will go with it. I think replenishing is kind of the most important thing here, even if it's only 4%. And you are gone.
Move, march.
And everyone's probably happy for it, right? Maybe? Yes? Who knows? Either way, we're not taking attrition damage here regardless. Because of that, no one owns this territory at the moment. And how do I want to level you up? Ideally, yeah, just recruitment costs and focus you on managing my territory a bit. You could be a draft master now. Although, I was thinking for a moment earlier due to my events that my other warlord was going to be more supplying my reinforcements, but we could be flexible, right? The other warlord's only level 1 anyway, so there's still work for him that needs to be done. And you leveled up, was it? What do we give you for the level? As really, you have pretty much everything you need. Aside from missile resistance, yeah, okay, extra melee attack sounds good. Let's make you hit harder. Ideally.
One day, me lead rule.
Now, you're just spotting. I wonder, what can you do there? Just block and slow the army, which doesn't sound terrible, as they're probably going to try and chase after me. And I'm kind of in this war now, so let's deal with them.
Fight it heroes.
Oh, I never did look at the chance of success.
Always best.
Alright, did it work? It just told me I got an item. Okay, perfect. At least it's a way to level up my lord here, which I will not say no to. Let's continue to make you better at what you can do. Ideally. And you have a bit of a long trip ahead of you, buddy. And it'll take you a while to get up there. Safe to say. Settlement upgrade, you're level 2. Let's get you fortified because of all the wars I'm kind of declaring all of a sudden. And get some money off you as a bonus. Yeah, I can't get better garrisons until tier 3 anyway. And I am just short on the money, the cash for it. So next turn I can do that. And anything else that needs to move, because we're going to be in for a bit of a fight. And I might very well regret moving Shife here. We will see. It's going to be intense though, without a doubt. Alright. This could be scary. I am fighting both their armies. The big one being the reinforcements. And what I'm hoping is to maybe crush this army before the other army becomes a threat. As they got the long range artillery. And hopefully the terrain suits me. Although this is This is underground deployment, isn't it? Yeah, which isn't terrible for me if I do this right.
Overrun them!
Let's just quick save in case, but I would like to try and somehow succeed in in one battle here somehow. And Menace Below will help with that some. We've seen this work before. What do we get? Melee attack, fear and terror. Who the hell could I give fear and terror to? Maybe I could give it to my chieftain. Maybe he might be able to make use of it. And then melee attack to someone. Which probably would be my halberds, if I'm honest. And hopefully we can make this work somehow. Hopefully. Onward to great victory. We have a very formidable army this time. We just gotta make sure my rattling gunners do their part. Somehow. And besides, we're kind of overdue, I would argue, for a proper fight. I'm just hoping maybe I can crush this army before the rest of the reinforcements arrive. I'm assuming they deploy in the back of the field, which they're going to be able to deploy immediately, which is going to be tricky to abuse that. But if I can deploy my catapults here and my range weaponry, since I think this is high ground, I should have really good... Well, I say that, and then there's this rock ledge here, which probably is not true. I think that's safe to say. But ideally I want to somehow try to engage this army before the reinforcements kick in, but I don't think that's going to happen yet, because again, this is in the way. But it's not blocking my field of vision as much as I thought. I can have my weapons in here, and my catapults can freely fire over the rock ledge, I'm hoping. It'll just be my warp lightnings that are going to be a different question. Warp lightning, you're going there.
Ready.
And let's start building up our army, or at least getting it established, as we're without a doubt going to be moving forward. And we got a lot of storm vermin for this too. And the halberds are going to be useful since they have the armor-piercing weaponry after all. Jezzails, you're going to find, hopefully, a good spot. It's going to be... Catapults are somewhere in back here. Hopefully they're not... The trees aren't too much of it obscuring them. Jezzails are here, and then rattling gunners are somehow harassing them in front. Somehow. We're going to have to figure this out somehow. Now, what do I do with you, the chieftain? I like to put you in the same group as the warlock, but that might not be a good idea. And plague bombers, globadiers, you're going to be useful. useful for contaminating and slowing them down. Let's see if this works or not. Everyone get on up. Oh, I didn't move my lures, which... not terrible, I guess. Since we're going to be playing a little bit slow once everyone's in position.
Quick, quick. Onwards.
I'm just again worried about
Faster, scurry.
not being able to do the damage I want with these range weaponry.
Very good, master.
That's the main thing I'm concerned about, since that kind of gave me trouble before when I moved forward like this. And we are getting close to in range, but they're backing up to their reinforcements at the moment. Not too exciting. Jazales are in position.
Rattling gun. March, scurry, yes.
Hide in there if you can. Conceal yourself even. That might be ideal. And where's my other rattling gunner? Oh, right here.
What? Quick, quick. Rattling gun. Agreed. Yes, yes.
Almost everyone's in position besides my actual halberds in range, my weaponry.
It shall be done. What orders?
And I didn't realize I put the poison wind globadiers in the same group. Gonna have to keep that in mind.
Rattling gun. For the Vermintide. Forward, backwards.
And what's this icon? Oh, unspottable.
Rattling gun.
And I hear weapon fire. Hopefully that's a good sign. Yes, it is. Boom!
Captain's command.
Let's get these guys angled properly, because that'll be pretty useful. And deal with this cannon some more, since that's what I was trying to do. And hopefully I could just shoot these slayers, which there should be prime targets when I can actually shoot the friggin' things.
Fight! Attack!
Which apparently I'm not shooting at all, which is a little annoying.
Guide us onward. Guide us.
Alright, start pummeling everything else and hopefully start shooting these cursed things. Because that's your friggin' job. I know their angle isn't the best for some of them, but still.
Attack! Charge!
Let's see what kind of damage we can do here. The bigger the group, the better.
Warlock Master!
Get those guys going to safety, ideally. And they have lots of cannons they're bombing on us too.
Scarborough, go! Hasten, hurry!
No, I just want to attack.
Enrica Bokrek! Nash, kill!
Alright, wreck these guys and cripple them, ideally.
Warp lightning cannon!
And hopefully we're doing enough damage to cripple these guys, even though they're about to go into some wooded areas.
Rattling gun! Quick, quick! Counters come on! We move! March, scurry, yes!
Now,
Warlock Master!
can we start crippling these guys? That would be kind of nice.
Shut past!
Although maybe I should have waited a little bit longer. I'm gonna go with the wild assumption, maybe.
Warp lightning cannon!
What is my warp lightning doing?
Vermintide! Storm vermin! Good order!
But
Captain Gill!
I did not get my counter charge in the last, but hopefully it's damage that's worthwhile. And hopefully you're shooting at stuff, ideally.
Our tail's yours. Snake, snake, run!
And there's 3 squads here, let's hammer them, ideally. And we're under a lot of fire. Please shoot.
It shall be done. For the vermin,
It's happening again, and you're just friggin' not moving because of skirmisher, aren't you?
back on the ground.
Well, so much for that.
Our tail's yours.
Maybe I underestimate the potential of the dwarves a bit, even though they have a lot of ranged weaponry here to just pummel to a pulp.
Rick-a-rock.
You are gonna shoot eventually, right?
What?
Because these aren't even shooting either. And they're set to automatically auto-engage, or so I thought.
Warlock Master! Retreat! Retreat!
You are shooting right now. Well, it's a little late, unfortunately, since now you're about to get engaged because of this.
Yes, Master Lord!
I don't think I'm gonna win this now with my line broken.
Blade Claw Catapult! Over here! Moving!
Oh, I didn't realize you can actually attach this ability onto units.
Magic's ready!
Which I don't think is good for me, but still. I'm learning something new.
Arthur, scurry! Warlock Engineer! We are Starman! Go!
I am not enjoying this fact that my weapons just continually unreliably don't shoot. And it seems like my catapults were firing relatively well at least, but still. I really want to figure out this dang control issue with firing with them.
Back underground!
Ideally.
Doing it!
And now let's get these guys into the fight, the fray, I guess. And continue summoning and hope these Stormvermin get back into the fray. And I should summon rats to deal with these cannons. This is a perfect opportunity for it. As I don't think any of them can really... I don't think they can actually deal with this. Let's do that, shall we?
Warlock Master!
Alright, Clan Stormvermin, get back in here. Yeah, it looks like I'm just losing right now. And you are completely broken and not doing much, alas. And hopefully, just kill off the cannons in a moment, shall you? Shall we?
Back on the ground!
I hope oh, I should have done AoE Death Frenzy with that said. This would have been pretty good.
Now, ready, now! Skaven Flight's command!
And you have not shot a single round at all yet. Which is unfortunate. I would like to change that. As that is not all what I want, dang it.
Start plan! What? Scupper, go! Skaven! Yes, yes!
Get these guys back in formation, ideally.
Globadiers!
We'll see if we can at least get something done here, because their lord is still going strong.
Warlock Master!
But it's looking like it's not going to be much... Well, I can't get Scorch in a moment. And I should be charging up my spells, too. That'd be kind of nice.
Die!
And how are we looking there?
Hey, stand back.
I don't know if you could deal with the great weapons all that well, but...
Tail's yours.
Oh, and you're from... Oh, you're the Warplock Jazales, so get to shooting.
Onwards.
At least you did some damage. That's all only thing I can be thankful for.
Ready, steady, kill. Warlock Master.
I think that may be a bit too close. I probably should just done a Warp Lightning instead.
Yes.
And my rats aren't really doing much more in the back. Yeah, it looks like it's a friggin' loss.
Guide us.
So does what the results are saying anyway. And our Lord has yet to take any real damage.
Warlock Master.
Dang it, dang it. It's the dang Rattling Gunners again causing me this problem. They just literally did not get a single shot off. Of course, I need to pay better attention to what the slope even looks like. Even when they're in front, they didn't even get a goddamn single shot in. So we're gonna try this again, dang it. And I'm just gonna do it the traditional way and not try and be fancy. Let them just come to me, I guess. And then work from there. Alright, let's give this another friggin' try, but we're just gonna keep it simple, goddammit. Can't go wrong with a flat type of terrain, right? And with them on elevation, I should be able to just shoot them pretty freely. Hopefully. And we'll see what happens there, dang it. As soon as they clear the force, I should be okay. But I need to position myself properly, and like I said, I'm going to keep this simple. We're not going to do anything too fancy, we're just going to have rows. We're just going to have rows for my troops, and ideally enough space for my Rattling Gunners too. Ideally. And we're just going to absorb the wall best we can, while pummeling them with a lot of ridiculous weaponry. As I can mess with their cannons pretty well, without too much issue.
Guide us, Horned One.
Oh, that was not what I wanted. Yeah, I have 5 Storm Vermin squads, that's fine. We're just gonna have them rode like this. Rattling Gunners are just gonna be on the flank. And we'll see if this actually... Yeah, let's just have them in the middle. At least this one squad there. I don't know what to do with the Teeth Breakers just yet, since they do have the concealment bomb after all. But just have them on the front, ideally. They will have a bit of a height advantage, but if I back up and position myself properly, maybe I could do something here, dang it. Maybe. I don't like the fact that we're giving them elevation, though. Only problem with this. And I want to back up a bit for that reason, but gotta be careful. If that could bite me in the ass at some point. And the Globadiers should do amazingly here because so long as they're in range of the melee fight, they could just AoE damage everything. Ideally.
Warlock Master.
And I don't know what to do with you, but either way, let's try this again. And hope it fares better. Hopefully. And where do I want my Warp Lightnings for? They're gonna have a hard time hitting anything since there's nothing large. I know they have magical resistance too, but still. It's the fact that my units aren't even firing is the problem. To actually contribute. Especially ones that have armor piercing at that. We'll let them have their dang reinforcements, since that was an abysmal failure to try and do. And my catapults will be able to start hitting them in this area here about. And I think I'm just going to speed it up to try and accelerate this some. This probably is not a very going to be an incredibly difficult battle regardless, just because dwarves, but still. I'm hurting myself in so many ways apparently too. Actually, I should just conceal myself in the trees since I have an opportunity for it. Oh, that was a good shot there, but we are concealed and hopefully we can see outside the friggin' tree. I'm hoping we can. It would be a little bit awkward if I can't see them coming. There, that's more like it. I would have to remember to set this to normal speed pretty soon, but they're taking their sweet time. There's no need for them to rush, really. But they have no vision of my army until they get up here in firing range. And I'm fine with that. Just a matter of how to get the most out of my mess below. As this can is just asking to die. Be very, very quiet. They don't know we're here. Even though they obviously know that we're here. I'm just curious if my gunners are actually going to shoot or do anything of the sort. Because I have them set to fire at will, but they do have concealment bombs, which could be useful, but with how narrow this pathway is, it's probably not worth it. And I think they may have just gotten concealed there briefly. If these guys could somehow flank, they could actually do a lot of damage.
As master desires. Cretanaka!
Actually, can I just mess below and wreck this thing now? I have 7 of them, so I'm not against using some. Even though this will reveal everything. Yeah, the Slayers are right there. Probably not going to work very well. As I was hoping. As I think the Slayers took all the hits there. There's their cannons firing. We see where most of their army is hiding. We have concealment bombs. And now I want to hit this cluster of troops, ideally.
It shall be done.
Oh, are they shooting at my gunners, or who are they shooting at?
Clan rats. Fight attack!
So this, yeah, they're just immediately losing their morale right now, but we know there's almost nothing back here for future attacks, at least.
Rattling gun. Shriek! Shriek!
Now we're actually getting friggin' shots off, but that could mean little.
What? As master desires. Now! Ready now!
Can we get some shots in?
Yes! Die! Die!
Ideally, although the Jezzails would have been really good there too, perhaps. Please shoot.
Now, yes!
This is a very simple request.
Yes, master.
This is not at all frustrating to have to deal with.
What orders?
Now,
Warlock master!
I don't need to do anything here really, but crippling the lore would be pretty nice. Good. We're getting good flanking shots here at least, so we're getting something, goddammit, but
Warlock master.
and this is not Bellegarde, keep in mind.
Kaboom.
How are these rats doing? They are dealing with some longbeards, but not a whole lot, and they can only the longbeards can only deal with so many units.
Warlock master. Undying loyalty master.
Now we'll hold fire until the rest come up, which they are coming up now. There.
Ready, steady,
I think a lot of this has to do with the fact the AI is kind of messing up on their controls, though, if I'm honest. Making this all as easy as it is with everything being able to rush them down. And Stormvermin, you get yourself back in position. You get a new position. And Rattling Gunners, I don't know where to put these Rattling Gunners now, but Concealment Bomb, you go hide again. Alright. This is going better, but maybe this is not the experience I actually want, with that said too. Since they are kind of messing up their control a bit. Now shoot them, slow them down, cripple them, do what you need to do. And I apologize for all the pathway type stuff. It doesn't work the best with this type of setup, does it? With so many units. And as silly as that is, maybe I could draw their... Oh, that's a bunch of range units taking these hits. Let's just cripple them with the Scorch. Ruin their range weaponry, even though they are kind of armored right now. Maybe this is not the experience, the learning experience I want, in all honesty, as apparently this is probably not a good translation for PvP or multiplayer. But when the Rattling Gunners actually friggin' fire, they do work, don't they? I probably just need to turn off their frigging Oh, there's Bellegarde right there. Alright, you go. Let's go deal with Bellegarde. He's not the main lord, but he's one I want to deal with. And you're supposed to run the hell away. So go do that, will ya? You guys head on up. You guys head on up. And since they're so nicely clumped up, this is gonna hurt. Although skirmishers, they're probably gonna move at the last second, are they? Nope. Now let's buff everyone's armor piercing, although that's just for melee, is it? Armor piercing weapon strength, so I don't know if that's buffed up here at all or not. But everyone's moving forward. Globadiers are doing their thing, I'm hoping. Although these ones aren't, and they probably should. Oh, I did not put my lord in a proper group. That explains that. The chieftain's in a group, but he's kind of slacking off right now, isn't he? I'm honestly wondering, am I learning anything important from this battle? Probably not. Enemy lord is wounded. Perfect. Now get to shooting. Get to flanking and get to shooting, ideally. when they ignore them, it's kind of convenient, but that's not realistic when they have if they're like an army that has decent mobility.
Bringing doom.
Oh yeah, and I keep forgetting about your abilities, don't I? Oh, did my warlock actually die there, or did he just get routed completely? Either way, we will be done here momentarily. Oh, and my catapults are completely out of ammo. Now, I want to see if you can friggin' shoot these rangers. The elevation probably suggests you can't. But I would like to see some weapon fire. Not globadiers, but actual weapon fire. As we are due to maybe win this fight. I just gotta get everyone moving forward. No, that did not work as I wanted. I think they're only on a single target when I want to do auto attack the closest thing. But there's a victory, dang it. It honestly feels like it just comes down to the Rattling Gunners, but when they rush in there like that, it's more like I'm just cheesing just cheesing the AI, using its stupidity against it. And I don't think I'm really gaining a whole lot. Alas. A lot of value, though, out of these catapults, without a doubt. Without a doubt. But I think my warlock survived. I think. I hope he survived. I kinda need him. I don't think he's immortal yet. Ah, well.
Too many slaves to feed.
Victory is victory at the very least, but dang it. It's a victory I'm not really happy with. Well, look who it is. The Empire's come to play and they have a lot of troops. I think I just want to retreat for the moment and see if they pursue me even further. Just might as well, because this is not as nearly as strong an army after all. Alright, so hinder replenishment failed. Potion of strength, which is an interesting type of ability. I think Queek could use that as opposed to Skaven Brew. And what do we got? King Hammer. So +4 during intercept battles and leadership and melee attack. And then we got Beard Collector. Technically that didn't look like it counted as a victory against Bellegarde though, did it? As I'm supposed to have a quest. Or did that actually finish? It's just not mentioned anywhere here, alas. But it's a victory. Just again, not one I'm really happy with, and I want to try and work and improve on that. Ideally. And you already got your spells on and you are immortal, so you wouldn't have died regardless. Missile strength sounds good there. Augmented weapons. Let's go with triangulation. That gives us ballistic calibration, which increases accuracy quite tremendously. I just gotta figure out how to best use that. Now, Numos, you're replenishing troops. You took the settlement. And now we're gonna see what we can do here. It is the main capitals. It's not gonna be an easy conquest, as apparently they somehow managed to grab it at settlement level 4. Somehow. And I don't know how I feel about that, if I'm honest.
Sorcerer, inventor, yes.
But the walls are damaged, so I'll be able to breach it pretty well. Chieftain levels 3. What am I? Yeah, you're just a normal combatant, so nothing too fancy with you at the moment. Can we kill off the dwarves here? Yes, we can, because Bellegarde is completely gone, apparently.
Master engineer.
And maybe I could take the settlement back as a bonus. Nice, easy battle, nothing to see here. Hell, we'll just auto-resolve it. I didn't even lose a single unit, which I'm fine with. And more experience, because why not? Now, speaking of which, ooh, there's a spell I look forward to trying out, as I think this locks units in place, which would be really good. How am I doing on spells, though? I still want to get Crack's Call, Arcane Conduit, and all that, but Brass Orb, since I have access to it, I can't say no to that. And I still have enough movement to engage here. How much troops? Not a lot, only 5 troops. This will be an easy conquest, and then I can use that to replenish myself.
Stinks like a gracier.
No, no, I don't want you damaging walls. I just want to attack it.
Attack! Attack!
And this is going to be an auto-resolve, easy auto-resolve too, so let's do that. No losses at all.
Fight me. You die.
Loot, occupy, continue to drag the unrest to ridiculous levels, so I gotta watch that, as that probably can hurt me. On the plus side, I'm getting some nice levels out of this, at the very least. And Warlock, I forget. Oh, you got access to ballistic calibration. You can be useful. Maybe you can buff up the lightning cannons. I don't know how helpful that will be. And you're currently replenishing right now.
I refuse.
Not likely.
Can we cripple this army some? Not likely, because they got really good defenses. They are having none of it right now. What has the least chance of me? Oh, you have... I don't want you getting killed ideally, but if you have a good chance to do damage, that'd be great. Because that helps get you a little bit of experience, but not a lot I could do there at the moment. Not with 2 Empire armies, but we got a professional assassin on his way over to fix this. As I don't think they're actually replenishing at the moment, are they? Local effect. This unit's not replenishing. Interesting. Oh, that's because of their stance, is it? I'm going to assume.
Many kills today.
Yes, they're going to be surrounded by assassins. It sucks to be them, but the odds are still not the best at the moment. Critical success, though. Perfect. If we can't fight them head-on, we'll just cripple them in every other way. Until there is nothing left of their army. Speaking of which, how many siege weaponry do they have? I definitely want to strike pretty quickly somehow. I feel like there's an opportunity kind of to be had here. And how strong is the settlement? 5 troops. Do I even dare chance that? That's something I'm going to have to think for next time. And there's nothing Queek or any of them can do at the moment.
Guide us, Horned One.
So we'll have to settle for that later. Either way, what else is left? Chieftain. You can damage the walls. Are you even trained for that? Or am I thinking my Plague Priest? 6 breaches? Yeah, let me get my Plague Priest to try and breach it if possible. If not, then he can do that next turn. Nope, you can't do it, dang it. Can you? No, just steal technology, which you can do. Alright, just break down the walls if you can, please. At least cripple it more. Ooh, convenient. 2 additional wall breaches next time you do that. Very nice. Even though you're not really specializing in that, I will take it. It's basically the equivalent of 2 free level ups.
No.
Yeah, level 15 Lord and then a level 19 Lord versus my level 1. I don't think the odds are very much in my favor, but again, that's something I'm going to have to really think on. Thank you everyone for tuning in. I will see you next time.